This is section 6.4, product to sum and sum to product formulas. We'll begin with the product to sum formulas. So as you can see, we have a formula that takes the product and we create a sum. And of course, a sum and a difference is the same thing. Also, the product to a sum. Okay? Product to a sum. And they're all a little bit different. Let's go ahead and try number 1. Verify the identity. And we have 1/2, and then it's multiplied by the sum of two signs, one sign of a sum and one sign of a difference. And as you can see right now, we will use this sum and difference formulas from the previous section in order to verify this identity. And so we learned that, and we'll work this left-hand side first. Or we will work the left-hand side. And we'll go ahead and keep that 1/2. And then we know that the sine of u plus v is the sine of u multiplied by the cosine of v plus the cosine of u multiplied by the sine of v. Okay? So that is this. Okay, now let's keep going. Then we have plus the sine of u minus v, and that difference is plus the sine of u cosine of v minus the cosine of v multiplied by the sine of v. And that is, this. Okay, so now as you can see, we have that the cosine of v multiplied, the cosine of u, I think this is supposed to be a u here, even though I said it, I didn't write it. And as you can see, these two terms cancel, and we're left with 1/2, and now we have two of the same terms. So that's 2 sine of u cosine of v, and that's just equal to the sine of u multiplied by the cosine of v. And that's what we were trying to come up with. And this would just be that these two's canceled. Okay, let's look at number 2. We are going to write the product as a sum or a difference. So looking at number 2, we have the cosine of 8x and the sine of 5x. Why don't we go ahead and let u equal 8x and v equal 5x. Okay, so now we have that the cosine of u multiplied by the sine of v is 1/2 multiplied by the sine of u plus v minus the sine of u minus v. Okay, so now plugging our u and v in, we have 1/2 multiplied by the sine of 8x plus 5x minus the sine of 8x minus 5x. And that's equal to 1/2 of the sine of 13x minus the sine of 3x. And there we wrote the product as a difference. So this is a difference, and this was our product. Okay, here's our product. And let's try that again. Now, let's let u equal 2x and v equal negative 5x. Let's write our formula. The cosine of u multiplied by the cosine of v. That's 1/2 cosine of u minus v plus the cosine of u plus v. Okay, going ahead and filling that in, we have 1/2, and now we have the cosine of 2x minus a negative 5x plus the cosine of 2x plus a negative 5x. And we have 1/2 cosine of 7x plus the cosine of the opposite of 3x. And remember that the cosine even, so we have 1/2 cosine of 7x plus the cosine of 3x. Okay, now we're going to use a product to sum formula to find, and by the way, this is a sum. And we started with a product. Okay, so now in number 4, we have u is equal to 5 pi over 12, and v is equal to pi over 12. So now, if we have, and maybe I will move, so I don't lose a whole line of work, move that right up there. So now I can say that the sine of u multiplied by the sine of v, which is what we're given, is equal to 1/2 cosine of u minus v minus the cosine of u plus v. And that's equal to 1/2 the cosine of 5 pi over 12 minus pi over 12 minus the cosine of 5 pi over 12 plus pi over 12. And that's equal to the cosine, 1/2 times the cosine of 4 pi over 12, which is pi over 3, minus the cosine of 6 pi over 12, which is pi over 2. And that's equal to 1/2 multiplied by 1/2 minus 0, and we come up with 1/4. Okay, and in number 5, they've asked us to verify the identity. So let's go ahead and let u equal x plus y and v equal x minus y. So working on this left-hand side, we have 1/2 the sine of x plus y plus x minus y, and that's really what we're taking the sine of all of that. So why don't I just get rid of this? I'll just move this over. The sine of x plus y plus x minus y plus the sine of x plus y minus x minus y. And that's equal to 1/2, and that is the sine of 2x, that's the sine x. And then if you can see over here on the right hand side, actually our x's will cancel. And this is actually y plus y, if you can see that. So sine of 2x plus the sine of 2y. So we have 1/2, and we can use our double angle formula, 2 sine of x cosine of x plus 2 sine of y cosine of y. And then distributing the 1/2, we have the sine of x multiplied by the cosine of x plus the sine of y multiplied by the cosine of y. And that's what we were looking for. So now let's apply the sum to product formulas. So we can have a sum or a difference, and have a product. A sum or a difference, and we have a product. So let's give this a try. Verify the identity. 2 multiplied by the sine of x plus y over 2 multiplied by the cosine of x minus y over 2 is equal to the sine of x plus the sine of y. Of course, we're going to be working with the left-hand side, and we can go ahead and state that u and v are as follows. So if we have 2 times 1/2 of the sine of x plus y over 2 plus x minus y over 2 plus the sine of x plus y over 2 minus x minus y over 2. So that 1/2 and that 2, they're both distributed to that entire sum. So now those cancel, and we come up with the sine of x plus y plus x minus y all over 2 plus the sine of x plus y minus x plus y all over 2. And then we end up with the sine of 2x over 2 plus the sine of 2y over 2, and we have the sine of x plus the sine of y. Okay, and looking at number 7, we will write this sum as a product. So if we want to write this sum as a product, we can say that this is equal to 2 times the sine of x plus 3x divided by 2 multiplied by the cosine of x minus 3x over 2. And that's equal to 2 sine of 4x over 2 multiplied by the cosine of 2x. I think that's a negative 2x. And that's equal to 2 sine of 2x cosine of negative x. And that's just equal to 2 sine of 2x cosine of x. Okay, let's look at our last two problems. In number 8, we're going to use a sum to product formula to find the exact value of this difference, okay? So we call that a sum. The sum is the difference, and so we need to find the exact value using the sum to product. So we need to create a product. Okay, so now what we can do is we could say that x is equal to 13 pi over 12 and y is 7 pi over 12. And we know that the cosine of x minus the cosine of y is equal to 2 sine of x plus y over 2 sine x minus y over 2. So we could say now that that's equal to 2 sine of 13 pi over 12 plus 7 pi over 12, of course that's all over 2, multiplied by the sine of 13 pi over 12 minus 7 pi over 12, all over 2. Continuing to simplify, I think this is supposed to be a negative. Yeah. Okay, so I'll just have to put a negative here. I just noticed that. And then we'll have the sine, and what we'll have is 20 pi over 12 divided by 2. So we can say 20 pi divided by 12 times 1/2, same thing as divided by 2, multiplied by the sine, and now we'll have 6 pi over 12 multiplied by 1/2. So this 2 is this 1/2. Okay? And so now we have negative 2 times the sine, and here we will have 5 pi over 6 multiplied by the sine of pi over 4. Because 10 over 12, you can reduce those. And then be 3 pi over 12, which is pi over 4. Okay? And that's equal to negative 2 multiplied by 1/2 multiplied by root 2 over 2. And that's equal to negative root 2 over 2. Okay, and finally, let's verify this identity. The sine of 4x minus the sine of 2x plus the sine of x equals that right-hand side. Now, I think we need to start with the right-hand side, and it's a little more complicated. We can say that 2 sine of x, we're just distributing that 2. Distributing that sine of x, 2 sine of x cosine of 3x plus the sine of x. So now we have that that's 2 times 1/2, and we have our product to sum, sine of x plus 3x plus the sine of x minus 3x, and we still have our sine of x. Okay, so this 2 and this 1/2 cancel, and we have the sine of 4x plus the sine of negative 2x plus the sine of x. And we have the sine of 4x minus the sine of 2x plus the sine of x. And that concludes this video.